Life is a long highway and I'm just doing the best I can.
Blanchard Rogers Edition, presented by Ellison Kibler Merrill Lynch.
Special thanks to Gordon Whitaker.
Welcome into the Straight Line to Success. I'm your host, David Sanford Wyatt. This is the special Blanchard Rogers edition, and I'm excited to have with us Mikey Football. We call him Mikey Football. Mike Foster. Mike is our longtime, like my right-hand man. Everybody in the NFL, each NFL team has someone that can evaluate talent and really understands the strategies that make up the defense and the offense. And Mike Foster is better than any of those guys on the NFL teams, but that's what he does for us. He's incredible, cares about not only the success of the folks that we work with, but he cares about South Carolina. And we're here today. We are excited to have up for the Blanchard Rogers Trophy, our South Carolina Heisman. He led the nation in sacks, tackles for loss, and was named the FCS ADA National Defensive Player of the Year. Please welcome in Furman University's own Joshua Stoneking. Welcome in, Joshua.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. So, again, want to congratulate you. You have really made a name for yourself. I know you've been working hard, that it didn't just happen overnight. And thank you for being willing to share some of your story with our listeners and maybe some keys to success. Is that cool?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, let's get going. Okay. Man, excited to have you. Congratulations on a great season this year and for all the accolades. I know a lot of hard work's been, materialized for you, with all this success. So thanks for spending a little bit of time with us, helping others on this journey. And let me hit you with a question right off the gate. I want to talk to you about success and how you define success.
Success to me is, being the best that you could possibly be, whether that's any aspect of your life.
Yeah, doing the best you can. I love that. Well, and, when we talk about success and finding your success, oftentimes, it comes down to purpose. People feel like there is a purpose. What about you? Do you feel like you're serving a purpose?
Yes, sir. God gave me the ability to play this great sport. So, I want to serve him and, serve through him in football.
That's awesome. That's great. Well, I think that, when I see somebody like you that has risen to the ranks and really kind of set yourself apart, I know that didn't happen overnight. I know that it took some time and effort, and I understand that you maybe have some people in your family that helped you out. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah. Both my brothers played football growing up. Older brothers, beating up on me with all their friends and stuff. I always wanted to play, front yard football with them or in the driveway playing basketball. Just playing with all the older guys and them all beating up on me. Definitely being the football player I am today. And then my mom always being in my corner, she's a stay-at-home mom. And when I was going through recruiting, she was always right there with me, helping me text coaches or going on visits. And then my dad, with his wisdom in football, he grew up playing football, walked on at Purdue. So there's a lot of football in my family.
That's fantastic. Well, tell us their names real quick. Your mom and dad first, and then your big brothers.
So my mom is Jennifer Stoneking, dad Tony Stoneking, oldest brother Anton, and middle child is Grant.
Okay. So, well, thank you, big brothers, for, beating Joshua into the success that he is today. Talk about habits. One of the things that we learn about, we talk about success. Success is usually determined by, the habits that you put together. You're a football player in a very competitive conference and at a very rigorous academic institution. Tell us about habits and, what you do to form the right habits, and maybe, share with our listeners your schedule, how you, manage it all.
Yeah. Well, habits, I think that starts with the people you surround yourself with. I think my roommates all have great habits. I think that's a good place to start for yourself to have good habits for school and for football. My schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. It's just a 9:30 to 10:20 class, and then a 10:30 to 11:20 class. And then I got to go to a lift at 12:30. And then the afternoon, after I lift, I go out in the field a couple of days out of the week and do a little field work. And then if I have any more free time, I'll go watch some film. Then Tuesday, Thursdays is my early morning. I'll have a 6 o'clock or 6:30 lift, and then go straight to a 10 o'clock to 11:15, and then 11:30 to 12:45 class. And then again, I'll have the afternoon off for treatment or film or extra field work.
And when do you study?
At night, mostly. If I have any free time during the day, that's why I try to keep my afternoons free is for football and then the studies. But I like after I eat dinner in the dining hall, that fuels me to get my energy back to go sit in my room or the library and study.
Man, sounds like you have a pretty packed up week there.
Sure.
Well, Mike, what questions do you have for Mr. Stoneking?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming in.
Yes, sir.
It's a pleasure to meet you. You had to become a leader on the defense really fast. You're only a sophomore, only real second season, really getting into it at Furman. But now you're an All-American and you're going into your third year. What does leadership look like to you now as you go into third year? How are you preparing yourself to be the main leader on that Furman defense next fall?
Yeah, I think it starts with, leading by example. Being blessed with all the accolades I got this season. I think a lot of guys are just going to be turning to me. So just leading by example and, leading them along, like especially the young guys coming in, the transfers, kind of teach them our culture that we have at Furman, which is a great culture. So yeah, just, being more vocal than I have past couple of years, and just leading more by example.
That's fantastic, Joshua. So you are stepping into that leadership role, and tell us a little bit about, like, let's say that someone is coming in, might be somebody on your team to Furman, or it might be a young person just listening to try to figure out what it's all about. What advice would you give to a young football player coming into Furman or any program to succeed?
I'd say no question is a stupid question. Just ask whatever question you want to ask, and then, just watch the older guys. Watch the guys that have been here for 2 or more years that know our culture and know how things should be done, and you'll learn pretty quickly.
That's good. That's good. So if there is a key to your success that you could share, what would that be?
Definitely extra work. Mandatory lifts are one thing, but you're not going to get to where you want to be if you're just doing those lifts or you're just doing those runs or whatever. So definitely getting extra work in, whether that's staying 10, 15 minutes after the lift, going out on the field after the lift, or staying later after practice and hitting the sled a couple more times. I think that helps a lot.
Yeah, that's great advice. And again, I want to congratulate you on an excellent season. And we appreciate you spending some time with our listeners today. What question haven't I asked you that I should have? Let me ask you this. What's a memory perhaps from your high school days that you'd like to share?
I think junior year state championship game. That was the first state championship game that I really played in. Like sophomore year, I was on varsity. I played one kickoff rep, but junior year is the one I started in. I played nose in high school, so 211-pound nose guard.
Awesome. What was your high school?
Cardinal Gibbons High School in Raleigh, North Carolina.
In Raleigh. So y'all are playing for the state championship your junior year. Tell us about that.
So we're playing at Carter Finley at NC State Stadium, which is right across the street from our high school. So our head coach was like, all right, we're going to walk from our locker room to a locker room in Carter Finley. So we get out of the locker room. It's basically the whole school out there leading us to the stadium, and one guy's holding like a big boom box, just listening to music, walking all the way over there. And we get there, and this is a team we played the first week of the season. We lost to them, and that game there's a lightning delay for like 3 hours, and in this game it rained a lot, like a monsoon a lot. The field turned from grass to water real quick.
Darn.
But luckily, God was definitely on our side that game because our 2 touchdowns came when the rain wasn't coming down. And the game finished out 14-2. The only time they got any points is when our punter kicked in the back of the end zone because of just water on the ground. But that was definitely one of my favorite games because I love playing in that kind of weather.
Yeah, that's awesome. So national or state championships, and of course, it sounded like that. It's always hard to beat the same team twice.
Yeah.
But congratulations. If you're going to lose, the season loss is a lot better than the state championship. So
Definitely.
Well, we hope that you bring home the national championship for Furman next year, and really appreciate you again spending some time with us, and we appreciate our listeners. Thank you for being a supporter of the Straight Line of Success.
Doing the best they can.
Thank you for listening to The Straight Line to Success. Copyright 2026 Wyatt Sports and Entertainment, LLC. All rights reserved. Visit www.tslts.com and join the TSLTS Insider for exclusive content and updates.
Highway and we roll. We're doing the best we can. Everybody do your best. Come on, come on. Do your best. Do your best. The best you can.